Fuck Trump. Vote Juliana.
Fuck Trump. Vote Juliana.
Fuck Trump. Vote Juliana.
They said it, not me. I'm Juliana Stratton, and I'm proud to have lived my whole life on the south side of Chicago. I'm not scared of a wannabe dictator. I'm running for Senate to stand up to Donald Trump. I'll abolish ICE and hold Trump accountable for the crimes he's committed. Just like they said, fuck
Trump.
Fuck Trump.
Fuck Trump.
Vote Juliana.
That's why I approve this message.
So that right there is your current lieutenant governor of the great state of Illinois by the name of Juliana Stratton, 60 years old, just put out an ad where she has people saying F Donald Trump. Now, as a conservative, as somebody who's voted for Trump twice out of his 3 times running for president, I'm not here to condemn anybody for voting for the Democrat Party. If you want to be a Democrat, that's your business. But as somebody who's running for a Senate seat, the current Illinois senator that she's running to replace, his name is Dick Durbin, and he's retiring. He's not running for re-election, so there's an open seat coming up, and there are 3 well-known Democrats in the race, including herself, and there's another guy I'm about to play his ad in a minute. She decides to do this disgusting ad. Like I said, whether you're a Democrat or a Republican, I just believe that when you're running for one of the most powerful positions in the country, such as a U.S. Senate seat, there are only 100 Senate seats in the nation at the federal level. As a U.S. Senator, you are one of the most powerful people in the world. You only have 2 senators per state. Only 2. Every state has 2 senators if you paid attention in U.S. government 101 in high school. Everybody should know that. That took a public, whether you went to public school or private school. But for her to create this ad, man, for her to even put people in the ad saying that's a reflection of her. And she went on camera and said she had no problem with it. She cool with it because that's how people feel. Right? Now, juxtapose that ad that she just released for her campaign to this guy right here. He's running for the Senate seat as well, and he's actually crushing her in the polls right now.
No one fights harder for us than Raja Krishnamurthy. He's taken on drug companies, big tech, and price gouging corporations driving up costs. And he's won.
Illinois Congressman Raja Krishnamurthy
is leading the fight,
addressing rising prescription costs,
calling out the Trump administration for its crackdown on immigrants.
We have to continue to shine a light on what's happening.
Too many politicians talk about solving problems. Raja's actually doing it because underdogs just fight harder.
I'm Raja Krishnamurthy running for Senate, and I approve this message.
See the difference? Just a normal ad, nothing special. He ain't got to have nobody saying F Trump. Like I said, whether you like Trump or not, I just believe that there's a certain level of class that should be associated when you're running for one of the most prestigious offices in the nation, right? And this is why people don't respect the government, because you got people like the current lieutenant governor, the second most powerful person in the state of Illinois, the 6th biggest state in the nation, right? And this woman, Juliana Stratton, remember, she's 60 years old, and she wants to do a campaign ad where people are saying F Trump, right? It's tasteless, man. No type of creativity. And there's a third woman running named Robin Kelly. Now that Indian guy who's his name is Raja Krishnamurthy, right? They always have these really long last names. I'm sorry, the Indians do. Some of them you can barely pronounce if you're not familiar with how to speak. I don't know how to speak Hindu, but their names are really interesting. But Raja, we'll just call him Raja for short before I screw his name up. Raja Krishnamurthy, I think he's a congressman right now. He's in Congress, and he's wanting to elevate and run for Senate. He's a representative, right? So he wants to go from the House to the Senate. He runs a generic ad, got some, regular political campaign music or whatever, and he just pitching his, campaign promises to the people of Illinois. Very, very simple. And check this lady out. This is just a 10-second clip I found from her. Her name is Robin Kelly. Also I think she's also a member of Congress, if I'm not mistaken, or either she's in the Illinois State legislature. One of the two, I can't remember, but she's also an elected official in Illinois. So these are all three politicians already. And she's just talking about she's going to take on the NRA, which is the National Rifle Association. And it's only like 10 seconds. I couldn't find an actual, campaign ad for her. But just listen to how regular her ad is. Or her talking about fighting against the NRA. Just listen to how normal she is.
I'm not afraid to stand up, show up, or speak up. I've done it many times, whether it's the NRA, the health insurance companies, or political bullies, and I've won.
Okay, so this is one of the polls that I was able to find from the Illinois Senate race from January. And according to this poll, the representative, the Indian guy, Raja Krishnamurthy, he's got 31% of the vote. The wacko lieutenant governor with the F Trump ad, she's at 10% of the vote. And then the other woman, her name is Robin Kelly. She's also a legislator. I think she may be in Congress as well. I really do. I have to go back and double check. But irrespective of that, you see that the Indian dude with the normal ad, who's just putting out a regular ad without all that cursing and acting a fool, he's leading by double digits. He's got first place by 21 points over the current lieutenant governor. Now, I did go and read some of these comments on Twitter, aka X. One person wrote, they are actually running campaigns on no policy, just hate Trump, and low IQ sheep think Democrats care about them. Incredible. Another person put, meanwhile, under their watch, the Chicago Bears are getting ready to move to Indiana. They sure are showing big bad Trump. That is absolutely true. The Bears are moving to Northwest Indiana. Another person put, Juliana Stratton is Lieutenant Governor of Illinois and is running for Senate. Her campaign ad is about abolishing ICE and F Trump. Stratton is low IQ and vulgar. She epitomizes the Democrat Party. She's why so many people are leaving Illinois. Exactly. And unfortunately, they're moving to red states, starting to turn those states bluer. J.B. Pritzker's Lieutenant Governor and U.S. Senate candidate Juliana Stratton just dropped an actual campaign ad featuring people including sitting U.S. Senator Tammy Duckworth saying F Trump. There's no bottom for the Democrats. Gutter trash behavior. And I couldn't agree more with these comments. They're 100% spot on. So in conclusion, I just want to ask, can the Democrat Party go any lower? In Illinois, we know it's one of the bluer states. It's not the bluest state in the country, but it is a bluer than average state. I think Kamala Harris won that state by at least 11, 12 points, which is not horrible for Trump based on how big the margins usually are. I think, a couple of election cycles ago, it was a D plus 17 state at least. So the margins are getting a little bit narrower, but it's still a fairly comfortably blue state, especially in that Chicago area. That's why the state of Illinois is blue, is because of Chicago and the massive population that exists in that area. They call it the collar counties, Lake County, DuPage, what's the other one? Will County, Kendall County, right? That whole kind of arc around Lake Michigan, that's the bulk of the Chicago area's population, with a little bit of it protruding into northwestern Indiana. And that's where the Chicago Bears are allegedly going to be going. So Indiana is, of course, a red state. And I think a little bit of the Chicago area goes up into southeastern Wisconsin. But it's just a bad look, in my opinion, for American politics. It's totally tasteless. I'm not surprised to see this because this is the Democrat Party, the current Democrat Party. It is such a classless, soulless party that they'll do anything. They'll run any type of ad. At least in the Republican Party, the Republican colleagues of that particular individual, like let's say a Republican person did an ad like that, the Republicans that are running in that race would probably say, hey, we don't support this type of rhetoric. We don't like this. We would never do this. This is not what it means to be a Republican. Like, where are the standards, right? This is a display of a lack of standards. No type of political etiquette whatsoever, right? Sell your policy, sell your vision to the people, but having a profane laden ad like that and you want to run for public office is absolute trash. And that's really all I have to say about it. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. I'll catch up. Peace.